reasons. We all know that reconstitution of partnership firm takes place, and there are various reasons of reconstitution. It may be the change in profit and loss sharing ratio, admission of a partner, retirement of a partner, death of a partner, or it can also be the amalgamation. Now we are into the chapter retirement of a partner. I have divided this chapter into two parts. In this video, I will be discussing about the meaning of retirement of a partner, what are the amounts payable to retiring partner, new profit sharing ratio, gaining ratio of remaining partners, distinction between sacrificing ratio and gaining ratio, and after that the accounting treatment of goodwill on retirement. So let us start with retirement of a partner refers to discontinuation of a partner from partnership firm. Thus, a partner leaving the firm is known as a retiring partner or an outgoing partner. As per Indian Partnership Act 1932, a partner may retire from the firm. Number 1, with the consent of all the partners. Number 2, as per agreement to that effect. And number 3, by giving notice in writing to all of the partners if partnership is at will. On retirement of a partner, old partnership comes to an end. However, the remaining partners will enter into a new agreement and the partnership firm will continue. Let us see what are the amounts that are entitled to a retiring partner. Share in reserves and profits or losses, share in revaluation of assets and reassessment of liabilities, share in goodwill, right to get back his capital. So these are the amounts which the retiring partner is entitled to. What all adjustments are needed at the time of retirement of a partner? We already have gone through some adjustments in the chapter admission. Similarly, over here at the time of retirement, we need to go through various adjustments. Let us see those adjustments. Number 1, calculation of new profit sharing ratio and gaining ratio of continuing partners. We know because of retirement, there is going to be a change in the profit sharing ratio. So it is required to calculate the new ratio among the continuing partners and also the gaining ratio of continuing partners. Accounting treatment of goodwill. This again is going to be important but very simple adjustment in this chapter. In this chapter retirement, the goodwill will be contributed by the continuing partners in their gaining ratio. Accounting treatment of revaluation of assets and reassessment of liabilities. This is going to be very much same as whatever we have discussed in the previous two chapters. In the chapter like reconstitution and admission of a partner, I have discussed all these things, but I'll make sure I discuss these things again over here. Accounting treatment of accumulated profits and losses. This adjustment also will have same effects, what are the effects we have learned in case of admission and reconstitution. Settlement of amount due to retiring partner. This adjustment is going to be new to us, so we'll learn in detail about this. Preparation of balance sheet. What all things are to be taken care of at the time of retirement for preparing balance sheet, we'll discuss these points over here. Preparation of loan account of retiring partner. If a retiring partner is not paid in cash as on the date of retirement, so his amount is kept as a loan. So we need to prepare the loan account of the retiring partner. Adjustment of capitals of continuing partners. We simply say it as capital adjustments. Now you can see that point number 7 and 8 has been highlighted. The reason is very clear. This year, these points are not in syllabus, so I will not discuss anything about these 2 points. Let us start with the very first point, that is calculation of new profit sharing ratio of continuing partners and their gaining ratio. New ratio is calculated as old share plus the acquired share from retiring partner, or in short we can say that whatever the share is gained by them, that needs to be added to old share to get the new share. Let us try to understand it with different cases. Case 1. When a partner retires and nothing is stated about the new ratio of continuing partners. In that case, the profit sharing ratio of continuing partners will not change with the retirement of a partner. Let us take an example over here. For example, ABC are the partners and the profit sharing ratio is 3:2:1. What is a new ratio if A retires? Now if A retires, in that case we simply need to remove the share of A because we don't have any other information. So the new ratio over here will be 2:1. Right? Similarly, what if B retires? So if B retires, the share of B will be removed and the share of A and C can be seen as 3:1. Likewise, if C retires, the new ratio amongst A and B will be 3:2. So when there is no other information, we simply need to remove the retiring partner's share and the remaining ratio itself will be the new ratio. Case 2. When remaining partners purchase the retiring partner's share in a specific proportion. This means that the gaining ratio will be given to us. With the help of the gaining ratio, we will be able to calculate the gaining share. Once we have the gaining share, then it is easy for us to calculate the new ratio. The continuing partners may prefer to take the retiring partner's share in a specific ratio. In such cases, exact share of gain is computed for the continuing partners. Their new share will be computed by adding the gain obtained in their previous ratio. This is what I told you. With the help of the gaining ratio, we will be able to find the share gained by the continuing partners, and then we need to add it in the old share to get the new share. Let us try to understand it. A, B and C were partners sharing profits in the ratio of 8:4:3. B retires and his share is taken up by A and C equally. Find new profit sharing ratio. We can see that over here the gaining ratio amongst A and C given to us is equal, that is 1:1. Let us see how are we going to solve this type of sum. B's share can be seen as 4/15. A's gain is equal to 4/15 into 1/2, that is equal to 2/15. 1/2 has been taken. The reason is very clear, because A and C has gained equally 1:1, because of that 1/2. Similarly, C's gain is equal to 4/15 into 1/2, that is equal to 2/15. With the help of the gaining ratio, we have calculated gain by A and C. Now let us calculate the new ratio. New ratio is equal to old plus gain. For A, old ratio is 8/15, gain is 2/15, so the new share of A is 10/15. Similarly, for C, the old ratio is 3/15, gain is 2/15, so new share is 5/15. The new ratio is 10:5, which is also equal to 2:1. Case 3. When retiring partner surrenders his share of profit to remaining partners in a specific ratio. Again over here, when the share surrendered is given, with the help of that we will be able to calculate gain by the continuing partners, and then we will be able to calculate the new ratio. Let us try to understand it with the help of an example. M and O are partners sharing profits in the ratio of 6:5:4 respectively. O retired and surrendered 1/4 of his share in favor of M and remaining in favor of N. Calculate the new profit sharing ratio of M and N. O's share, we can see that it is 4/15. M's gain, we know that ki O surrendered 1/4 of his share. O's share is 4/15 and share surrendered by O in favor of M is 1/4. So 4/15 into 1/4 is equal to 1/15. Now N's gain. Now out of O's share, if 1/4 share has been surrendered in favor of M, then the remaining share, that is 3/4, is surrendered in favor of N. So N's gain can be seen as 4/15 into 3/4, which is equal to 3/15. New ratio, the formula is well known to us, that is old plus gain. M's new share is equal to old share, that is 6/15, plus gain, that is 1/15. The answer is 7/15 for M. Similarly for N, old is 5/15 plus gain is 3/15, that is 8/15. So the new ratio is 7:8. Let us now learn something about the gaining ratio. The ratio in which continuing partners acquire the profit share of retiring or deceased partner's share is called the gaining ratio. We already have gone through the sums, so it is very easy for us to understand the gaining ratio. Thus, gaining ratio is computed at the time of retirement or death of a partner. The formula for the gaining ratio is new ratio minus old ratio. Let us see how are we going to calculate the gaining ratio when no agreement is entered into. If no agreement is entered among the continuing partners at the time of retirement of a partner, it is assumed that the continuing partners have gained their share in the ratio which existed before the retirement of the partner, that is old ratio. This will be observed in many of the sums of retirement of a partner. There is no mention about the gaining ratio, so it is assumed that the old ratio itself is the gaining ratio. Case 2, when new profit sharing ratio is given. Now, in this type of sum, old ratio is there, new ratio is there, so it is easy for us to calculate the gaining ratio. Gain is equal to new minus old. If profit sharing ratio before retirement or death of a partner and after retirement or death of a partner has been given, the gaining ratio will be the difference between their new and old profit sharing ratio. Let us try to understand it with the help of an example. Arun, Varun and Charan are partners sharing profits in the ratio of 1/2, 3/10 and 1/5 respectively. Varun retired from the firm and Arun and Charan decided to share future profits in the ratio of 3:2. Calculate gaining ratio of Arun and Charan. Now in this sum, we are given the old ratio, we are given the new ratio and we are asked to calculate the gaining ratio. Old ratio is 1/2, ratio 3/10, ratio 1/5. Now if we equalize the denominators, and the ratio will be 5:3:2, the old ratio. New ratio amongst Arun and Charan is 3:2. Now gaining ratio, the gain is equal to new minus old. Arun's new share can be seen as 3/5. Old share is 5/10. So 3/5 minus 5/10 is equal to 1/10. Similarly for Charan, 2/5 the new ratio, 2/10 the old ratio. So 2/5 minus 2/10 is equal to 2/10. So the gaining ratio is 1:2. Gaining ratio is expressly given. This is case 3. When the gaining ratio is given to us, in that case, nothing much to be done, because in the sums we are required to have the new ratio and the gaining ratio. We have done the same type of sum while calculating the new ratio. Let us now go through the distinction between the sacrificing ratio and the gaining ratio. The first point, meaning. Sacrificing ratio is a ratio in which old partners sacrifice their share of profit in favor of new partner, whereas gaining ratio is the ratio in which remaining partners acquire share of profit from the outgoing partners. Need. When do we calculate sacrificing ratio? The sacrificing ratio is calculated at the time of admission of a partner, whereas gaining ratio is calculated at the time of retirement or death of a partner. What is the purpose of calculating sacrificing and gaining ratio? The purpose of sacrificing ratio is to find out the amount of premium, that is goodwill, to be paid to old partners by the incoming partner, whereas the gaining ratio is computed to find out the amount given to the retiring partner for goodwill share by the continuing partners. Point number 4, calculation. How do we calculate the sacrifice and the gaining ratio? Sacrificing ratio is equal to old share minus new share, whereas gaining ratio is equal to new share minus old share. Accounting treatment of goodwill as per AS 26, that is Accounting Standard 26. This point I have discussed with you in my previous videos also. At the time of reconstitution, at the time of admission, now the same thing has to be discussed again in this chapter, that is retirement of a partner. Goodwill of a firm is the result of the combined effort of all the partners in the past. Therefore, at the time of retirement or death of a partner, the outgoing partner must be compensated by the continuing partners in their gaining ratio. AS 26 issued by ICAI states that goodwill is recorded only when consideration in money or kind has been paid. So no firm is allowed to create the goodwill by themselves. It also states that internally generated goodwill should not be recognized as an asset, as it is not an identifiable resource that can be measured reliably at cost. Following AS 26, goodwill should not be raised in the books of the account at the time of retirement or death, as no consideration has come in cash. Rather, value of goodwill should be adjusted through partners' capital accounts. What is the accounting treatment? The retiring or deceased partner must be compensated in the form of premium, that is goodwill, for share of profit sacrificed in favor of the continuing partners in the ratio of gain obtained by them through partners' capital accounts. What is the entry required for goodwill in the chapter retirement and death of a partner? The entry is very simple. Continuing partners capital account debit to retiring partner capital account, or it can be the gaining partners capital account debit to retiring or deceased partners capital account. We have to ensure that the partners who gain needs to be debited and the partners who sacrifice needs to be credited. We know that at the time of retirement or death of a partner, the retiring or deceased partner will be sacrificing their share in favor of the gaining partners, the continuing partners. So continuing partners needs to compensate, and the adjustment is done through capital accounts only. Second part of goodwill. If goodwill already appeared in the books of accounts, it should be written off among all the partners in their profit sharing ratio. What is the entry required? All partners capital account debited to goodwill. Over here, we have to take care that when we debit partners capital, we need to include the retiring partner or deceased partner in case of death of partner, right? So all partners capital account debited to goodwill account. You can see that I have already highlighted in which ratio. It is old ratio. Okay, so partners capital account will be debited in their old profit sharing ratio. Sacrifice made by continuing partner besides retiring partner. Similar case we have seen in the chapter admission of a partner, but over here we can see that if one of the continuing partner also sacrifices, then what? It may be possible that at the time of retirement or death of a partner, a continuing partner may also sacrifice in favor of the remaining continuing partners besides the retiring or the deceased partner. Thus, the gaining partner must compensate both the retiring partner and the other continuing partner who is also sacrificing his profit share in favor of the gaining partner or partners. What is the entry required? The continuing partners capital account debit, those who have gained their account needs to be debited, and the retiring partner or the deceased partner capital account needs to be credited, and also the continuing partner who has sacrificed his account needs to be credited. I'm sure with the help of this video I have been able to make you understand the basic concepts of retirement, the calculation of the new profit sharing ratio, the gaining ratio, the difference between the gaining ratio and the sacrificing ratio, and then the accounting treatment of goodwill. Thank you so much. Please like, share, comment and subscribe my channel. God bless you all.